Hey guys, I'm Janet on occasion, and today we're playing the Total War Warhammer II Battle Replay. Once again, this is another guest battle. I've just been playing with friends of mine recently. I just don't have the energy for quick battles. I want to muck about too much at the moment. My head's not in the game. So this is one way to just try out a load of random stuff. I'm just playing a lot of friends of mine. So I'm playing Snipercat in this one. And yeah, this is fun. I know he loves his wind spells. He loves Wind of Death. Brings it every time. He'll always try and get one. So, as you can see, all my expensive units are a bit zigzagged. Yeah, they're a bit wiggly to avoid him doing that. But, yeah, I brought Queen Bess for once. I haven't brought Queen Bess in a long time. Whether it's the best thing to bring against the vampire counts, that's debatable. But, I mean, there's a lot of fodder they can bring, and this thing can chew through fodder stupidly quickly. It's kind of ludicrous. I had a load of polearms sat on top of the crew, and they're quite good for bogging stuff down for a while, at least for me to, you know, bring backup. So I'm alright with that. I think summon zombies on top of it is still going to be firing. They're not going to be able to kill the crew very easily just with a zombie summon, and that's the usual thing that shuts down artillery crews, right? So yeah, the polearms have got it covered. It's fine. Front line, though, I wanted to experiment with this. Depth guard with sirens. So, the lot of them together, it means if the Depth Guard are fighting the same thing the Sirens have, the Sirens, you can see, they have Charmed, -9 melee attack, which means the Depth Guard will be taking less damage while they're fighting, which means that while they're in combat, the Hunger will be healing them up, but they'll be taking less damage, which means the Hunger can hopefully recover from any damage they're taking. It'll just keep them afloat the entire time, because they'll be taking less damage from everything they're fighting, because it'll be debuffed by these guys. So that's the plan. That's what I'm going for. That's what I'm trying. That little synergy. I think it could be fun. Also, I have a vampire fleet captain of vampires. So, let's see. Is this a male one or a female one? Female one. Okay, so she's looking awesome. And so I've got Invocation of Heck, obviously Drown Dead, a must. Also, Van Hell's Dance Macabre. I wanted to see, you know, if I could buff up some of my units. You know, just random mobs and things. See if that was possible. There's a big blob. Just give everyone an attack buff. See how that went. Because, yeah. Yeah, I know, it's not the best time to pick it. I didn't really go with a massive trashy front line. I actually went with a load of elite stuff, but whatever. I brought it anyway. So, like I said, I wanted to experiment with a load of random stuff. So, also, you know, the Hunger. She's just a good fighter, generally. She's pretty good. Not a huge amount of health. Can get gooned pretty easily. But she's on foot, so if there's Terrorgeist or Blood Knight, she's not going to get immediately murdered with all the anti-large. So, she'll do alright. Also, Luther Harkon, kind of a must, because every Lord is going to be a spellcaster that you're up against. So, you know, having Disrupted to be able to hit everything to stop them from overcasting anything. That's really nice. Or at least they take more damage anyway. He's got a gun, so if they try and fly up in the air, you can just keep shooting them. Has the same, you know, disrupted effect. Also, just Slan Gold to reduce, well, greatly reduce their power recharge rate for a while. That is super useful. Also, All Hands Ahoy will just keep my, you know, guys fighting a bit better. Hornswoggle, brilliant for debuffing and slowing down stuff. Slowing down stuff is definitely handy. Power Siphon, you know, to lower vigor and ruin ability recharge. Just a load of things that are a massive hassle. Also, Magical Void, huge magic resistance for all my guys, which is super useful because 33% magic resistance on an ethereal unit is bonkers because, I mean, they rely all on their physical resist, but if they're getting hit by magic damage, they still have huge resistance thanks to him. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. So, my opponent, Snipercat, he's got Feast of the Dusk. These guys are a massive nuisance. They can cut through fodder for days, so hate that. Front line, though, that's from one hit, by the way. Queen Bess hit that Skeleton Warrior once. Yeah, it took half the health, which is just hilarious. Also, he's got some Graveguard. It's mostly Skeleton Warriors, though. He's also got a Necromancer. Over here, you can see he's got some Blood Knights, which he kind of forgets about, not gonna lie. He's got a load of Bats as well, trying to tie things down. He has a Mortis Engine as well, which I think is a risky pick, because the amount of guns you're likely to see fielded against you, Mortis Engine's gonna get targeted. I didn't really go with a load of guns, I just went with one massive cannon that isn't really ideal for taking something out like a Mortis Engine, but still. Also, he has the Von Karstein Vampire Lord, and of course he has Wind of Death, because, you know, of course he does. He's also got Storm of the Night, which is pretty cool. I think, though, target... No, it is target if flying. Okay. Because, yeah, weirdly, this seems to do more damage to things on the ground. It's very odd. It hits things below the target. I don't know if we've changed that since release, though. Anyway, he's got Undeath Resurgence, Wind of Death, obviously, Invocation of Heck, obviously, and Transformation of Kadon, which is slightly different to the other Transformation of Kadon that usually summons a Manticore. No, he summons a Vargulf. The Von Karstein Vampire Lord can summon Vargulfs, so that's pretty scary. So, speeding things up, using my cheap guns just to shoot at all these Fellbats, get them out of the way, still firing in with Queen Bess. And you'll see that was one hit from the Queen Bess into some Graveguard, and unfortunately, that one's a whiff. So that's a pity. That's a real pity. If I brought Lord of the Deeps, I could have had Spiteful Shot. Now, here's the Wind of Death. He wanted to see if it would destroy the cannon. It doesn't. The cannon's alive, but the cannon crew are almost completely wiped out. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And they're crumbling. Although it says they have leadership, which is odd. Yeah, and they disintegrate immediately, and Queen Bess explodes. Yeah. Yeah, it's a real pity. Got another shot off, though, so that's good. So, most of the Graveguard are dead, so that's pretty funny. So, yeah, ludicrous amount of damage from Queen Bess. I think, actually, it's almost worth it. If you're going to go with, like, very good infantry, I mean, if I brought a load of Depth Guard with pole arms, then, yeah, just killing a load of Graveguard straight off the bat would be incredible. It is quite expensive, though, so, you know, maybe just bring a load of Carronades, like 3 Carronades at the same price would be pretty great, but, oh well. So here, I'm getting these guys to go harass Feast in the Dusk. These lot are going to be shooting into the Direwolves. This is a summoned unit, so that's pretty great. Here, I've used the Depth Guard to sort of chase down a lot of the, you know, crappy units that are running around, all the bats. But he's getting rid of my guns pretty quickly. He's getting rid of my guns. But yeah, I'm going to keep shooting into them. It's all good. So, still got my Fleet Captain chilling in the back. But yeah, these Feast in the Dusk are going to last forever. They just take so long to kill. Sirens don't have the best damage. I mean, they got good AP, but you don't really need AP against Fist of the Dusk. They have 10. You're just, you know, you're just missing out on damage. So, I thought I'd wrap these guys up pretty quickly. Nope. Nope, not even slightly. Anyway, over here you can see I have Depth Guard fighting, which is actually a bit of a mistake. I don't have the backup of the Sirens, I have no other backup, so they're taking all the hits, which means the hunger won't keep them going for that long. I do have some guns shooting into them though, which is nice. And here a Vargulf has been summoned, so I'm summoning more gunnery mobs, because the guns will get a lot of good damage into a Vargulf. And he is disintegrating anyway, so I hope to kill him pretty quickly. So I use Taunt on him as well to lower his armor down to 10, which means these guns are going to do even better. Unfortunately, I'm being hunted pretty horribly there. That's pretty bad. So over here, getting some gunfire into the Mortis engine, and with Hornswoggle, now he's only got 10 armor. These cheap guns mess it up. Look at this, it's taking so much damage. That's kind of ludicrous how much damage it's taken, frankly. And it's suffering a hell of an amount just in melee with such little armor. Because Depth Guard, yeah, they're infantry and Mortis engines are anti-infantry, but they hit so hard. I mean, 64 weapon strength against something that only has, like, what is it? What's their stats? 13 melee defense. Yeah, so it's 0 melee defense, so hitting every time. And he had 10 armor when Hornswoggle was going. So basically the Mortis engine couldn't do anything in that fight. It just got torn apart by infantry, which you do not often see. Even against like elite halberds, that doesn't usually happen. But if you lower its armor, Depth Guard just hits so hard. So that's pretty hilarious. So I've got Luther Harkon trying to chase him down. The Vargulf has been dealt with, but unfortunately he did manage to kill my my Fleet Captain, so I have no more magic, which sucks. And at this point, he remembers they had Blood Knights, so they're going to charge in and start doing some work. But as you can see, my Depth Guard over here are really suffering. The ones here are doing okay, and the ones here are doing okay, because they weren't fighting much elite stuff. But ideally, I wanted the Serenes over here, because look at this. Feast of the Dusk is still going. It's very frustrating. But the Necromancer, I'm just shooting him with Harkon. There we go. Let's see, did I... Nope, didn't blow his head off. He's dead, though. Anyway, so that's dealt with. I've got a load of damage into the von Karstein Lord, because I've been shooting him as well. Harkon's has been shooting people the whole time, and he's getting mad value out of that. And obviously all of his abilities are super useful too. They're here, all of my summoned trash is getting dealt with, which is a bit of a pity. But hey, my Depth Guard and things are back over here, and I can charge them into this fight, which will be nice. So Depth Guard's still healing up. These ones are about to go, though. Very unfortunate. But basically everything else is dead. He's basically got no front line left. So he's charging in the rear with the Direwolves, which is a shame. Serenes don't have the best leadership. They are going to, you know, struggle a bit in this if they keep getting charged. Over here, these Serenes, though, they're attacking the Blood Knights. I've used Hornswoggle on them to lower their armor and speed, so I can hopefully get more hits on them. And you see, they are taking some damage. That's not too bad. So anyway, I've charged everything else in here. So now the Depth Guard, standing next to each other, they're sharing the damage out between them. So the fact they're in combat, they're healing as quickly as they normally would, but taking less damage. So this is pretty great for me. And that von Karstein Vampire Lord is taking some pretty significant damage. He does have very high melee defense, so he's got Undead Resurgence though. So over there, he did manage to get rid of the last of my guns, but these Blood Knights really came to the fight far too late here. But yeah, so Luther Harkon, he's fighting the von Karstein Lord. I have managed to use Slangold on him, so he is losing a lot of his ability to use magic, so that's nice. But I mean, he's used a lot of magic already. I'd be surprised how much more he could actually get. I mean, he's summoned a Vargulf and used a Wind of Death, for God's sake. So he's doing fine. But he's taking a huge amount of damage, manages to get Invocation to heck on himself, just in time too. just in time. So, yep, still stuck by a ghost. At this point, I was actually cursing that ghost because I really wanted him to take off into the air so I could shoot him before he got too much healing. But nope, he's managed to heal up a ton. So that's very frustrating for me. Anyway, so now the Blood Knights and the Von Karstein Lord are basically all that's left. There are some Graveguard, but they're getting taken out. So, yeah, there's not a lot left. But, I mean, those Blood Knights can be a problem. They really can. But I just have so much strength left with all these Depth Guard and Syrenes and everything. I've got a lot of value. Now, this is interesting. So, Luther Harkon, he doesn't have a huge amount of melee defense for a Lord at 50, for like a Foot Lord. So, these charges from the Von Karstein Lord are actually pretty damn good. He has super high melee defense, melee attack at 70. So, he's able to do a lot of damage. So, sorry, that was my ringtone, by the way. That wasn't Solid Snake getting spotted. Anyway, so he's coming in for another attack. You'll see Harkon starts taking a huge amount of damage. He just keeps getting hit. See, look at this. It's ridiculous. So anyway, using All Hands Ahoy, because, well, might as well use something. And all these guys are trying to stop the Blood Knights, but they keep running up and down. They're being a real nuisance. And Harkon is really suffering here. He just can't get a good hit. He just keeps getting knocked down by the Blood Knights. And keeps getting hit by the Von Karstein Lord. So I've used Hornswoggle on him. And at this point, yeah, just army losses hits. I've got too much power on the board. So there we go, Pyrrhic victory. And my god, Queen Bess is massive. I'm so sad that I couldn't get more shots off with that. I know Wind of Death is expensive, but it's well worth it to shut that down. I mean, think of the damage that thing could have done. It is just ludicrous how much damage that can do. It's pretty wonderful. It is pretty wonderful. But yeah, a ton of kills for a load of units here. You know, the Direwolves, really useful. They're just really quick, and they've got good enough combat stats to really just rip through any of the cheap zombie units. So it's pretty damn cool to see. Feast of the Dusk are the same. You know, the fact they stalk, you can't just shoot them to pieces as they approach. So I think they're a bit of a must in this one, especially because you can just get them into the back line. You know, once you get them in the back line, that's bad. You know, a lot of guns in the back line, and they're going to get ruined. But yeah, Depth Guard and Sirene seem to be a genuinely good combination. So I want to try this in some other matchups. I think it could be really fun. But yeah, I'm trying to think what has low melee attack that I could really take advantage. I mean, Dwarfs I think would be great, but the Depth Guard just don't have the armor piercing, which is really frustrating. So yeah, I don't know, guys. I'll come up with something, but I like this as a combination. It's quite fun. But yeah, Queen Bess, 67 kills it managed to get. Only got 3 shots off. I mean, that's crazy, right? Actually, no, 4 shots off. It missed one. But still, that is a lot of kills. And yeah, it took out like half, well, both of those Graveguard had half health once they got into combat, which is just crazy. I love these guys. Queen Bess, just beautiful. I love this thing. It is wonderful. But the fact that he be killed with 1 spell is a bit of a disadvantage, let's be honest. But, oh, just wonderful. I love it. I love it. I'm going to use this more, guys. It's a lot of fun. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. And if you did, please do comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.